the moon?
Hey, moon.
Have you ever looked at the moon in all of her glory and just been like, man, I wish I was more connected to the moon. I wish I could use her magic, her energy in my life. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to sync your shifting routine with the lunar cycle. Let's get into it. First and foremost, the lunar cycle is about 29 and a half days, not 28. When I did my research, there was some debate, but scientifically, the moon cycle is 29 and a half days long. In the lunar cycle, there are 8 different phases. We have the new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, and then the full moon. On the other half, we have waning gibbous, third quarter or last quarter, waning crescent, and then it's back to the new moon. Okay, so that's a little cycle. So keep in mind, waxing means it's before the full moon, and waning means it's after the full moon. Crescent means that it's less than half, you know, it's like a little smiley face, and gibbous means that it's more than half, so it's like bulbous. That's how I think of it. I also have some little moon facts, really quick. The moon rotates counterclockwise around the Earth, like most planets in our solar system, and the moon can be in different zodiac signs. Around the Earth, there's 12 zodiacs, and as the moon rotates around the Earth, it travels into each zodiac, and it stays there for about 2 days at a time. And actually, fun fact, there are 13 zodiacs around that little axis or whatever, but when the Babylonians were making the calendar, they just kind of ignored it. The 13th one it's the Serpent Bearer, and it's between the Scorpio and the Sagittarius constellations. Each full moon also has a name attached to it. So in February, it was the snow moon. In, I believe, September or October, it's the harvest moon or the corn moon. You know, so there's different names for each month. And there's also such thing as supermoons. Those occur when a full or a new moon is at the closest point in the moon's orbit to the Earth. So it's just really close to the Earth compared to usual. And so it appears a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter than normal. There's about 3 or 4 a year, and they all happen consecutively because the moon is still that close and eventually it'll move away. Okay, that was educational. Now, on to the cool stuff. The spiritual meaning of each phase in the moon cycle. I will be reading most of this. Don't come at me, I have a poor memory, okay? Starting with the new moon. This is when you set your intention. It's when you do some self-care practices. It's calm, quiet, you're just getting started. You're planting the seed, okay? Waxing crescent. First little smiley face. This is when you make your plan. You're setting goals relevant to the intention that you're setting. This is the seed germinating. Okay, first quarter, we're at half. This is when you have your plan and you're gonna take action on your plan. Start putting it into motion. So you're gonna water that baby plant. Girl, I am so creative. Waxing gibbous. We're at more than half now before the full moon. You're going to adjust your plan as needed. Otherwise, keep forging ahead. Keep watering your plant. If it's not doing so hot, add some fertilizer. Then we have the full moon. Oh, this is when energy is at its highest. It's when your flower blooms, okay? Your goals are accomplished, all that fun stuff. You have heightened psychic abilities, your intuition is like really doing great. It's also the time for divine celebrations. If you're going to do any practices like rituals, now that would be a good time for some of them. It's just a really heightened, intuitive, magical time of the month. Side note, the full moon has a peak time when it'll be exactly full. It'll last, I think, a few minutes. But keep in mind that this high energy, intuition, beautiful, magical time will probably last for at least a few days, okay? Just because you didn't shift, let's say, on the exact full moon night doesn't mean you won't shift, or your goal won't be achieved in the day before or the day after. After the high of the full moon, we're starting to come back down in the cycle. So we have waning gibbous, and that's when you appreciate, reflect on, and express gratitude for your blessings, for your manifestations, for the intention that you set, if it came true, just for this experience, whether it came true or not, really. You've learned a lot on this little journey for this month. The last quarter is when you release what no longer serves you to make room for new growth. Oh, my plant analogy. Okay. We're waning gibbous, your plant probably starting to lose its petals. You appreciate its beauty of the flower. You know, you love it, you appreciate it while you can. Last quarter is when you probably take the plant out of the soil, you know. She's had her time, she's done well, you appreciate her. Now it's time to make room for a new plant. Waning crescent is the last step in the cycle before it resets. This is when you slow down, forgive if needed, and start thinking about the next steps and what you want to accomplish the next time around, okay? So you're making your soil nice and clean, taking out anything that doesn't belong there, so that come the new moon, you can plant a new seed. Girl, I came up with that on the fly, okay? Look at this brain power. Also, by the way, do you like my hair? Because it's low-key giving mullet, but I just wanted a trim. I wanted layers, but every once in a while, it just looks like a mullet. So if it's giving that, be nice, please. Because it's not a modern mullet, it's just a mullet. Okay, now for the moment we've all been waiting for, how to shift realities with the moon cycle. With those steps in mind, I made my own steps on how the moon cycle can apply to shifting realities, okay? So, new moon is when you choose your DR. You're going to relax, and I personally would slowly start to consume media about my DR. So if I'm shifting to an anime, maybe I'll start watching the anime in my spare time. If it's a book, I'll start rereading the books, you know. I'll read my script, I'll listen to any playlists that I have. We're just, you know, we're planting the seed. We're just putting it in our mind, okay? But we're not doing any intense effort. We're just getting into the vibe. Waxing crescent, we're going to review our shifting routine and or our method, or we can even create our own that suits ourselves or the DR that we're going to shift to. Set the intention to shift to the DR that you choose, and what I like to do is I make it a goal. This is like Jack Canfield success principles, like you have to write it out, set a date of what you want. So I do that sometimes, and it's worked before. I'll say, I will shift to MHA during the full moon on February 1st, 2026. If it happens on that day, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's okay, because you still had the intention. Maybe it'll happen February 2nd. Maybe it'll happen in the next full moon. But it doesn't matter, because your mind knows that we're setting that goal to shift to MHA. Whether it's a full moon or not, we're shifting there. Setting a date can help make it feel real and keep you motivated and on task. I am so much better at writing than speaking. First quarter. This is when you're going to start practicing your shifting routine. If you need to visualize your DR, practice visualizing. Look up visuals. Thank you. So that you get better and it gets clearer. If you need to enter the void, practice meditation. Practice getting to the void just for fun, just because. Try out different guided meditations and see what works best, and if you're not really feeling any of them, make your own. This is when we're starting to take action. We're taking the steps to get there. Waxing gibbous. This is the final step before the big full moon. You're going to keep practicing and adjusting as needed. If you're finding that you have a harder time meditating, laying down, maybe sit up. Try that. Just do little adjustments of what you think will benefit you in the long run. And also you can keep watching or reading whatever media about your DR if you want. It helps me. Now it's time for the full moon. It's time to shift. So you're going to do your routine just like you've been practicing, and you're going to shift to your DR. Okay? Easy peasy. Remember to trust in yourself and have faith. Okay? Trust your intuition, because remember, it's at its highest point right now. It's the full moon. Your psychic abilities, they're at an all-time high. They're doing great. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about the logistics of everything. This is the peak moment that you've been waiting for. You've been practicing. Easy peasy. You've prepared, you've taken all the necessary steps. So now it's time to relish, celebrate, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now, after the full moon, we've shifted. Welcome back. We're at waning gibbous. So you're going to appreciate how far you've come, reflect on your progress, reflect on your shifts, write them down in your journal, write down what you felt. Did you feel anything when you did the method? How was it to be in your DR? You know, talk about the people, all the fun stuff. Just overall appreciate this wonderful ability that we were given. Whether you successfully shifted or not, you still have this ability, and that's wonderful. Appreciate it and be grateful for it. In the last quarter, we're going to release what no longer serves us in our shifting journey. Maybe you have old habits, like back on 2020 Shift Talk, if you're still chugging a whole water bottle before you shift. Is that really necessary? I don't know. You're going to release negative thought patterns and maybe some biases that you have, like maybe shifting's not real. Maybe it's all just an illusion. Maybe I can't do it. You can cleanse yourself, journal out all your thoughts, burn the paper if it's negative thoughts, or follow a guided meditation to release negativity. Finally, waning crescent. This is when we're going to slow down, do some self-care, and do whatever you need to do in order to recharge your batteries and reset. Sit back, relax, just chill. And then it's back to the new moon. Yay! I feel like that would be really cool. I haven't tried it yet myself. I know that it was always said that at the full moon you should try shifting, even back on old Shift Talk, like that was a big thing. And that the more people were trying to shift on the full moon, the stronger the energy was. That seems lit. I think either way the energy will be high because it's a full moon. And if it's a super moon, there's even more positive energy. So keep that in mind. And if you want to know what phase the moon is in your area, or like at what time, you can check, I use the Farmer's Almanac Classic, their website. It'll tell you, just go to search moon phase and then like where you live, because it'll be different depending on the time zone. Okay, my little moon goddesses and gods, I hope you have gained some insight on the wonderful magic of the moon in all of her glory. I sincerely hope that you make it to your DR on the next full moon, because I'll be there too. Also, my earrings, they're giving moon magic. They're giving ethereal